Begin afresh every morning. Devotional thoughts for women.
Greeting, dear friends. Today, July 7th, 2023, our devotional is entitled Two Smoking Sticks. The scripture reading is taken from Isaiah chapter 7, verse 4. And say to him, Take heed and be quiet. Do not fear or be faint-hearted for these two stubs of smoking firebrands, for the fierce anger of Rezin and Syria and the son of Remaliah. Judah sunk into idolatry and paganism. There was injustice in the tribunals, and the governors were devoted to their own pleasure and personal gains. Envy and vice predominated. Some maintained the external forms of religion, but without its power in their lives. The tender supplications of Isaiah addressed to Judah are also applicable today. Ahaz's disobedience had brought on the wrath of God, and the people were given over to trouble, to desolation, and to jeering. 2nd Chronicles chapter 29, verse 8. An alliance had formed against them. Rezin and Syria would come to destroy them and establish a new government. King Ahaz and the people were filled with terror. It was in these circumstances that God sent Isaiah with an encouraging message. Sadly, Ahaz preferred human help over God's help. What pain and what fears would we avoid if we trusted in God more than in men? After I had already purchased my ticket to fly to the US, I learned of what had happened to the Twin Towers in New York. I couldn't cancel my trip. I had the needed permission. We had already rented a house and my daughters were enrolled in an SDA boarding school. I prayed and I opened my Bible and I found today's text. I compared the towers that had just fallen with those two smoking sticks. I arrived at the airport in New York and met my friends. Everyone was very affected by the recent pain and loss. I preached that Sabbath and I offered my services as a counselor at no cost. I understand that God had a purpose for me in that country. The expression two stubs of smoking firebrands was disdainful, at an attempt to banish Ahaz's fears and motivate him to trust in God. The prophet Isaiah gave him a message of hope in the midst of a crisis caused by his disobedience to God. We should lose no opportunity of performing deeds of mercy, of tender forethought and Christian courtesy for the burdened and the oppressed. If we can do no more, we may speak words of courage and hope to those who are unacquainted with God and who can be approached most easily by the avenue of sympathy and love. Rich and abundant are the promises made to those who are watchful of opportunities to bring joy and blessings into the lives of others. What are your two greatest fears? They are nothing but a couple of smoking stubs.